Good afternoon, good morning, good day to you all. I'm Ron Woerner with Bellevue University. Quick, I just want to piggyback a little bit on Waleed's talk. I've talked with CISOs, Chief Information Security Officers from around the United States, and they all agree that a critical skill they are looking for from their employees is the ability to communicate. You can be the best technical person, hacker, programmer in the world, but if you can't explain what you're doing, you very well could lose your audience. So I found that to be very intriguing. And also with that study, how it ties back into the different types of diversity that we need within our career field. As part of the RSA conference, they have a large initiative. If you're not familiar with the RSA conference, it's arguably one of the largest conferences in cybersecurity. They actually have numerous talks now just focused on diversity. At any point, if you have questions about my talk, please chime in. A little bit about who I am. Well, first of all, I'm a hacker. Any other hackers here? I know there are. Come on, Caitlin, Meredith, Franz, you were part of this morning's talk on the NCL. That's hacking, right? And the Cyber Jam with Sandra and Philip. See, what I've learned, if I want to encourage students, if I go in and say, all right, who wants to just talk about cybersecurity? I get yawns. But if I say, who else is a hacker? Of course you have to wear your hacker hoodie. Now, I'm not just because I feel more professional today, but it just kind of goes with it. How many times do we see, a hacker hoodie going with it? We're trying to actually move away from the idea of a hacker hoodie. I also teach for Bellevue University. If you were in my talk earlier on social engineering, that also tends to draw a crowd. I also have my own cybersecurity consulting company on the side called Cyber AAA. If you want to learn more about me, you can connect with me on my LinkedIn. I'll put it in the chat, or put it in the chat in a moment. We'll copy and paste, or just do Ascent. If you don't know what Ascent is, Google it. Hopefully, y'all do. This is actually based on a TED Talk I gave about a year ago now, called Hackers Wanted, because we've been battling the same challenge. How many sessions from yesterday, from NIST, from CISA, talked about how we need to broaden our career field. I'm not actually going to show the video, but we see this from CyberSeek, right? Another way I catch kids, and kids is all relatives, attention. I say, I'll give you 92,000 reasons why you should listen to me and your teachers. That's the average salary. I mean, we make a chunk of change, we can. Now, of course, being in education, we tend not to. But there are so many opportunities. One of the things I noticed also from Waleed's talk was that how he still focused so much just on the programming and traditional computer science. Now, I do have a computer science degree, but what I learned from it is just because you have a degree in computer science does not mean you know anything about computers. I learned early on that there's so many other parts of the skill set. If you just look at the CISSP certification, how many other areas besides the traditional programming or the traditional technology? It gets into the governance, compliance, risk management as well. I'll talk more about CyberSeek, but really, so why am I giving this talk? It's really just to encourage my fellow academics, my fellow instructors, to get out into your community, because that's really how we're going to make a difference. It's more than just, hey, who's going to come into our classes? It's how do we connect with those students who may not even be aware that they are really hackers? So let me ask you this. How many of you are on TikTok or Twitch? Now, I know some of you are going, well, isn't TikTok evil and Twitch just for gaming? Maybe we need to go where our students are and bring them and meet them where they are rather than insisting they come to where we are. And again, when I go talk to high school students, I ask them about their hacking experiences, and I get some fascinating stories where a student I asked, hey, any hackers in the audience? And one young gentleman raised his hand saying, yeah, he told me about his experiences on the dark web. Another story where I got contacted by a high school group, 15-year-old boys. So I met them in their library. They're like, yeah, we want to start a hacking club because we want to learn all about the dark web. Facepalm, if you're not watching my video. I went to the school administrator and said, we need to corral these young gents. And this was granted 8 years ago, and I kind of got one of, hand up, oh yeah, we'll contact you and I'll let you know. Of course, I never heard, and I figured, boy, that school is pwned. I've also had 2 students who have been suspended for getting too curious on their school's network. Contact me after, I'll be happy to share that story with you. But I say we need to be teaching them hacking. Don't, you can call it computer science or cybersecurity, but get the hacker term in there. But I've mentioned this to the Computer Science Teaching Association. They get really nervous. You got to be kidding. What? Teach them hacking? Yeah, but we introduce ethics. Granted, there's been some talk of ethics as a part of the symposium. We then emulate as the teachers, mentors, the ethics, and we can gently introduce it as to why it wasn't a good idea to explore your teachers' open network shares. Yeah, that actually happened. We can get in, because most of them are aware of who Spider-Man is. With great power comes great responsibility. So what's your definition of a hacker? Now, I admit I'm a hacker, solely white hat though. My moral compass, I don't turn to the dark side. I'm completely, completely good when it comes to doing all of this. So part of your homework, being a professor, I give homework. If you've not read Eric Raymond's How to Become a Hacker, catb.org, please check it out. Where he's just being curious, solving problems in unique ways, overcoming limitations. That's also a critical skill needed in business today. I've had this happen with a student where she didn't think she had the right skills. They were looking for someone with LAMP, Linux, Apache, MySQL, and Python. She had enough, but they're like, yeah, you have good writing skills. So tailoring back to Waleed, she had really good tech writing skills, communication skills, and she knew enough about the technology. They're like, we love your problem solving. We can teach you the technology. So yeah, embrace your inner hacker. How do we do this? We need to get through teachers, technology, and technique, our 3 T's. And thank you, Christine. I see your note. And if you do have questions, put them in the chat. So starts with the teachers. This is where you can get involved. As was mentioned in the cyber gym, the teachers are overwhelmed, particularly right now. What I do is I encourage computer science teachers to contact me. Kind of a nice benefit of this whole Zoom thing, teaching online, is that now you can bring in guest speakers without having to get them into your schools. So if you're an educator here with me, I encourage you. When was the last time you talked to a high school teacher? By the way, I spent last Saturday with a group of high school students as a part of Cyber Patriot. I know we have other Cyber Patriot mentors here, helping them with those hands-on exercises. Again, like the session I just saw earlier from Kentucky, where they have the curriculum available because so many teachers are looking for the curriculum. They're looking for mentors to come in, to partner with them, and then encourage the kids with these competitions and capture the flags. We need to get technology into these kids' hands. We need to give them a safe playground to practice their hacking skills, whether it's virtualization. You see, I'm running just Kali on my laptop, showing how virtualization works. Whether it's on a local PC, a cloud, like was mentioned earlier, getting them a Raspberry Pi. Mention this in a little bit. I'm part of a Gen Cyber camp where we gave students all Raspberry Pis and a keyboard and mouse because we figured they already have monitors, HDMI TVs, right? giving them safe technology in which to play. And then lastly, let's make it fun. This is from a cyber competition my university ran 5+ years ago, where they really dug it. And some of the students were brand new doing cyber competition, but they took to it like ducks to water. They just, they love the gaming aspect. So let me ask you this. If you ask students in high school what they want to do, so many of them are going to say, oh, I want to be on Twitch. I want to get into gaming. I want to be a game creator. Well, and I ask, oh, so you like to write and program? They want to play games. I'm like, dude, if you want to play games, come on over and join us in cybersecurity. We got CTFs. We play games all the time. You can get involved with a CTF at any level. I mean, just check out Crypto Kate with the NCL, which is she's just totally awesome, by the way. I mentioned Gen Cyber, starting up your own club. So this was our Gen Cyber camp at Bellevue University again a couple of summers ago. So what does it take to get a career in cybersecurity? I'm asked this all the time. In fact, with the RSA conference, this is the problem I'm trying to solve, bringing in speakers from around the world. There's two triads to think about. On the left side, we're talking about having the tech skills. And often in academia, that's what we focus on. But what about functional knowledge? It was mentioned from Keene University, just the healthcare devices. Maybe you have students focus on that. Or IoT. Or what about industrial systems, SCADA, PLCs? And then the personal abilities, the ability to communicate, to interview. So that's the one part. The other thing it takes, experience, education, certs. You need the hands-on experience. And again, that's where cyber competitions come to play. Education, do you really need a degree? I say yes. I'm biased. You learn how to learn. You learn how to quickly learn with education. And then the certs, Security Plus, CISSP, CISM, CRISC, all of those. So I'm just looking at Rodney's question. So what does it take? Oh, yes, it takes capabilities. And of course, shout out to CyberSeek. Please share this with your students. Let them know. I'm continually sharing this with other professionals, and they don't realize all of the opportunities, and a lot of the data is already available. Or what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm still trying to figure that one out. But anyway, students often don't know all of the different types of cyber careers. Show them the different ones. Ask them, listen, the hardest, easiest question, where do you want to be in 5 years? Do you ask your students that question? And then give an assignment to use this website or the NICS website from US CERT, from CISA. Have them take some time to look at all of the opportunities, different types of careers. So quick wrap up, join cyber communities. ISACA has a ton of free material for educators, as well as ISSA, ISC squared, OWASP. One of the best ways to get a job, go out, join your community. The world needs more hackers. So my resources, be happy to share these with you. I talked about this at the, connect with me. At the RSA conference, talked all about hacking your cybersecurity career. Here is my info. I look forward to connecting and hearing from you. And I am out of time. So please, let's keep up this conversation. Have yourself a marvelous rest of your Friday.